Honduras, located in Central America, is home to 9 million people, most of whom are uneducated and living in poverty in rural parts of the country. In fact, Honduras has a poverty rate of 68.8% and an extreme poverty rate of 44.2%, and is one of the poorest and most unequal countries in Latin America. Over the years, poor peasants have been displaced off their land for military and foreign purposes. Due to the unequal distribution of land, poor peasants are suffering greatly.
La tierra, mami. De la tierra. Nosotros trabajamos, no sé, porque uno se leer. Solo de la tierra. Y de nosotros los pobres. Es triste, mamita. No le voy a decir que rica, pero aquí es triste la vida.
Displacement of peasants first began when U.S. companies started setting up banana plantations in Honduras. By 1914, the U.S. owned 1 million acres of Honduran land. Later, in the 1990s, Honduras entered an unholy agreement with the United Fruit Company, which significantly increased the control the U.S. had over Honduras by giving them control over the best land, railroads, and ports. When poor peasants met the government with resistance, the U.S. military took action to protect their interests. Later, during the Cold War, the U.S. further exerts power in Honduras by using the country to prevent the spread of communism in other Latin American countries. The fight continued in the 1980s when the Sandinistas, a communist group in Nicaragua, came to power. The U.S. armed and financed a counter-revolutionary force in Honduras to stop them.
You can't have communists running free all over the place doing what they want to do. What happens if the United States get attacked by communists, or we leave it open to be attacked by communists? What happens then?
With this, the U.S. furthered their military presence in Honduras, displacing even more peasants to build military bases. Many poor peasants also got caught in the crossfire of the fight. Through decades of U.S. policies and military interventions, Honduras has become an increasingly poor and unstable country that is entrenched in violence.
You can really see the poverty all around you. Close to 36% of people living here are unemployed or underemployed, leaving millions of people struggling to survive.
The statistics says that we are living with $1 per day. So that means that we don't have that much opportunities to get a job and to make money for the basic needs of the family.
With widespread poverty, many parents cannot afford to send their children to school. This increases their reliance on the agricultural industry to supply them with jobs.
Un colegio cerquita para poner mis hijos a estudiar, porque el estudio sirve. El estudio es gran importante ahora. Cuando nosotros aquí si no tenemos los 10 lempiras para darle al hijo que come en la escuela o en el colegio, no olvídense, aquí no hay ayuda. Ustedes saben que si bien logran ayudas, pero las dejan a los más grandes. Ya uno de pobre.
Sí. Personas que en sí no pueden seguir el estudio porque tal vez solo se están quedando con la mamá o con el papá, pero la cual la mamá no trabaja, algo así, entonces a eso le llamaríamos una situación económica en la cual ellos no pueden seguir su año lectivo de clases.
Without land, education becomes increasingly important so that poor Hondurans can seek other employment opportunities and have social mobility. Education can also teach people their rights and give them the tools they need to organize themselves so that they can reclaim land that is rightfully theirs.